This whole video was literally inspired by the guy on WhatsApp calling me mem. Swearing is illegal. Do you think I really grocery shop much? No. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica and I created Dolled Up by Jay. In today's video, I wanted to do something fun. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to share about 7, possibly 8 things that I have learned since living in Dubai. I mean, living in the Middle East is a very unique experience. I honestly love it here. I never thought that I would love living in Dubai so much. I thought it was more of like a crazy, super flashy, superficial city, which yes, it is, but honestly, I've grown to love it and it feels like home now. But I thought I would share 7 interesting things that I've learned since living here. All these things are just like funny and like you would never know unless you lived here. So I just had to share them. So anyways, if you're here for it, give the video a thumbs up and let's get to it. By the way, do you like my new camera quality? Like, I'm into it. I feel like such a real YouTuber now. Like I get to like look at all my notes on my iPhone instead of my computer. The first one is everyone calls you madame or ma'am, but usually madame, which like I love. It's just so nice. Like in the States, I know a lot of people say ma'am a lot. Hi ma'am, 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 ma'am. And like, oh my gosh, traveling in the States, I've like been called ma'am so many times. And it's just like, you know what? I'm not there yet, okay? I am not 45 plus. No shade to anyone watching this is 45 plus, but like there is something to be said about keeping, you know, miss in your life. Like I still want to be called a miss. I don't know if I'm too old for that. I'm not 30 yet. But I like that at least here they say madame. It's really very sweet. A lot of restaurants, they'll say, oh, hello, madame, blah, blah, blah. If you make a reservation, they'll say, oh, Madame Jessica. I do live in a full service building, so all of the staff here are honestly so sweet. And like I'll WhatsApp them and they'll be like, hello, Madame Jessica. Good morning, Miss Jessica. And I'm like, oh my God, they're calling me Miss. They're calling me Madame. It's so nice. Like this is not a thing in Canada. No one would ever address you that way, like ever. And I just think it's so nice. It's just like that upper level of service. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand being called ma'am. I have never called anyone ma'am in my life for that reason, like ever. Like ma'am to me is like, it just sounds like a Karen. Like it just sounds like a Karen. Like it's just not good. You're wearing like beige slacks. You've got New Balance on. I don't offend anyone, but like you get the image, the Karen image. You know what I mean? And so I just really like being called madame. It's funny. Also, another thing they say, I don't know if it's just like the language difference for some of the locals when they're messaging you, because a lot of them will message on WhatsApp, is they'll text you and say like, hi mem, like M-E-M. So they'll be like, hi mem, I'm delivery boy from here. I have your order, blah, blah, blah. And they'll say like, hello mem. And I'm like, you know what? You know what? It's not ma'am. I will take mem. I will take mem. Like it's just hilarious. I think the fact as well they call themselves delivery boys like so cute and endearing, and I just am like, oh, like thank you, have a nice day. Like I'm always just like very kind to them. My next thing I've learned since living in Dubai is WhatsApp is king. WhatsApp is king. Literally everyone messages on WhatsApp. I literally never use iMessage anymore on my iPhone unless I'm talking to someone from back home. I think because people here are just from so many different countries. The population of Dubai is 85% expats. Like that is insane. So 85% of the population are not locals. So because of that, you know, we've got people from the US, we've got people from UK, we've got people from Russia, we've got people from other Emirates and all over the world. So people use WhatsApp tons here. And the amazing thing is most stores, you can actually go online and they have a direct link to the WhatsApp and it'll connect to your WhatsApp app if you have any questions. If you want to schedule any like hair appointments, nail appointments, some restaurants even, you can message directly on WhatsApp. Number 3 is you can get pretty much anything you want delivered to your house at almost every single hour, which is amazing. Like if you wake up with like period cramps at 4 in the morning, there's a very strong chance you can still order Advil delivered to your house at any given hour. Like it's honestly amazing. And the delivery services here, the fees are super low. Like it's maybe like $1 or $2 to get things delivered, and a lot of the apps do free delivery as well, and there's always like crazy deals. I think I've been in a drugstore maybe like twice living in Dubai. Like you just literally order everything on the apps and they literally come to your door within like 20-30 minutes. It's like, why would I want to go and like wait in line at a store, especially because Dubai is so spread out. You can also have, you know, massages come to your house. You could have manicures come to your house. There's apparently a lot of estheticians here that offer even like acrylic nails and that kind of thing to your house, the same price as going in a salon. I haven't done it yet. So if anyone who lives in Dubai watches this, has a recommendation, like, let me know. Another thing you can get delivered to your house, they even have like 2 a.m. appointments, is PCR tests, and it's actually very cheap. In Canada, if you want to get like a basic PCR test, I think it's about $80 or so, and you have to go to a clinic, and it's like a 24-hour wait. If you want an express, it's usually about $250 to $300, so about like 200 to 250 US for an express result. That's about like 6 hours away. I've gotten so many PCR tests here from my own home, express results, $100. Like they literally come to your house, they do it all for you, and it takes 10 minutes. You don't have to leave your house, and the results are in 4 to 6 hours, $100. Like that is insane. I love Dubai. So number 4, restaurants are really expensive, but like other things are quite affordable. For example, like groceries, depending on what grocery store you go to. Like if you go to say Waitrose, that's more of a high-end grocery store. I think that comes out of the UK. They have that here. Waitrose is definitely like quite expensive. But if you just go to like the local grocery stores, it's very affordable, and most of them also deliver. So like, do you think I really grocery shop much? No. If it's $2 to deliver my groceries, why would I do it myself? Like why? Honestly, why? Why would anyone do that? I just deliver all of them, deliver everything. It's fabulous. Fuel, extremely cheap. I think it's about like 65 cents US a liter. So about like 80 cents Canadian for a liter of gas here. Like so cheap. Apparently in Saudi Arabia, it's about 20 cents a liter. Like, isn't that insane? It's cheaper than water, literally cheaper than water. Also, water here is very, very affordable. Unless you get like Evian or Fiji, then it's about like $2 a bottle, because you cannot drink the tap water here. Maybe that's number 4 or number 5. I don't know. I lost track. I'm just gonna stop numbering them. Like I just can't keep track anymore. Can't drink the tap water here. It does have sediment sometimes. Like every now and then when I turn on the bathroom taps, bathroom sinks are white, so every now and then when I turn on the taps, I will see some sediment. Or when I run a bath, at first I like to run the tap for a while before I fill the bath. For that reason, they don't advise you drink the water, and most of their water is also desalinated. So they basically take it from the ocean desalinated, because they literally get like 2 inches of rain a year here. Like they cannot have fresh water, so you have to buy bottled. So at least if you have to buy bottled, you're not paying like crazy Alaska prices, you know? And then the next point, while certain everyday goods here are actually not as expensive as even Canada, Dubai is known for being a very expensive place, and restaurants here can be very, very expensive. For example, if you were to order like a moderately priced glass of champagne, it would be about $30, $40. If you were to order, say, an Aperol Spritz at Namos, it's about 90 dirhams, so about $30 Canadian, 25 US for a 20% alcohol drink. And any cocktails, anything like that, usually about $25, $30 per drink. There are cheaper places, but I just find like I have a certain taste of where I like to go, and I like to go to like the nicer places. I don't frequent dive bars. Those days of my life when I was 20 are done, and I like to go to nice places. And the thing too is most places in Dubai are nice. Like I actually don't know where any of the crap places are because I don't go to them. Everything is just so nice here. Like that's the only option really most of the time, is if you want to go to a good restaurant, good food, it's going to be nice. You're going to pay high-end prices. For example, I went to this French restaurant with a friend once. I had literally a tuna tartare, I had a iced latte, we split a bottle of still water, a large bottle of still water, and then I had escargot, and my bill was 420 dirhams. So dirhams are about 3 times more than 1 Canadian dollar, or about like 3.5 times US, I think. It's about like 130 or 40 Canadian-ish for like 2 abbeys and not even drinking alcohol. Like, oh my Jesus, that is crazy. And a lot of restaurants as well, they have like truffle pasta, 280 dirham, so about 80 bucks. Like crazy. If you want lobster, 100 bucks. If you want a half decent steak, $100. Sushi also is very expensive. I mean, we are in the desert, like what do you expect? The sushi here is actually like amazing. It's really, really good. They import amazing quality sushi. They keep it cold. The cool thing though is if you do order sushi, it actually comes with ice packs underneath it and on top of it if they are delivering it to you. But in the summertime, I never order sushi because it's just so hot. I'm like, I don't know, even if it's out for 10 minutes, it's just, you don't know, it's 47 degrees. Like it's too hot for eating sashimi, okay? So sushi, really, really expensive. Like to give you an example, if you were to get a basic like, you know, California roll in, you know, a nicer restaurant with like a nice vibe, you know, music going on, kind of somewhere you can dress up a bit, it would be about probably like $20–25 for just a basic California roll. If you wanted more of like a chef roll with like, you know, tataki on top or unagi, something like that with some like sauce drizzle, whatever, like $30 plus for a sushi roll, where in Canada that would be like, you know, $6 for a California roll and maybe $12 for a chef's roll, $20 for a chef's roll if you're going to like a more higher end restaurant. So yeah, really crazy. It's wild. Like you can easily go out here and have a dinner for two and it's $500. Like I know you can do that in the States as well, but I'm not even talking about ordering a bottle of wine. I'm not even talking about ordering steaks or lobster. I'm talking about ordering maybe like 2 cocktails each, 3, 4 if you want to get a little tipsy, and like a couple appies and a main. Like it adds up so fast here, and I feel like if you were to go out and spend $500 on dinner for two in Canada, you would get so much good food. Like it's crazy. I literally don't think, other than steakhouses, there is a restaurant that even sells a main course in Vancouver for $100. Like I don't even think that exists. And in Dubai, it's like every nice restaurant, that's what it is. An entree is about like 40 to like 150 plus US dollars. Like what? It's ridiculous. Okay, so this is a good one. The next one is dirty cars are illegal. So yeah, you heard that right. It's illegal to have a dirty car in Dubai. So basically, Dubai is a very dusty city. I need to have my outdoors cleaned at least once, sometimes twice a week, because we do get like dust storms. So this can affect cars. Now, Dubai will give you a fine of 500 dirhams if you have a car that is more than just a little bit dusty, because it ruins the aesthetic of the city. I noticed when I first came here, I was like, wow, the cars are all so shiny, like even like the Hondas. It's because it's illegal for them to not be, which is crazy. Like I thought that was so interesting. I mean, Dubai is known as being a bit of a superficial, like very glamorous city, but yeah, they really like want to keep the image. I find that very interesting. The next one related to cars is if you live in Dubai, you will become completely desensitized to high-end luxury supercars and vehicles. So basically, if you go to the Dubai Mall, the entire front row of the mall is valet parking, and they only allow like the nicer vehicles, usually, unless it's a slow day. It's all Rolls Royces, all G-Wagons, all Ferraris, all Lamborghinis, but mostly Rolls Royces and G-Wagons. You see them so often now. And it's funny because in Vancouver, like you maybe see 1 or 2 Rolls Royces around and you're like, oh my God, like, wow, like who owns that? Like, oh my God. And like the occasional Lamborghini, and you're like, wow, like you don't see those much. And people literally like, will stop and take photos and stuff. And here it's just like, another one. You can hear it coming and you're like, ugh, it's so loud. But like, I still love to look at them. I think it's cool. The one thing though that is cool to me, because I've never lived in a city like this, is you see cars that you would never see anywhere else, like very rarely, is you see Bugattis. Those are like millions of dollars. You see McLarens often as well. McLarens are very popular here. I never see McLarens in Vancouver, like ever. And yeah, you see like just a lot of Ferraris, a lot of Lamborghinis, a lot of Rolls Royce Cullinans. Those are like gangster, so cool. So yeah, you get desensitized for sure to seeing really nice cars, except though when you see like, yeah, the Bugatti, I'm like, okay, like that's pretty cool. Like that's pretty cool. The front is hideous, but I respect the car, okay? I respect the engineering, and the back of it is pretty sexy. Okay, next, another thing I've learned since living in Dubai, swearing. Swearing used to be one of my favorite things, and it is illegal. Swearing is illegal. What? What? I know. So basically, swearing is totally illegal here. You cannot even swear in a text message or on WhatsApp or, you know, in a voice note. People still do it, but you have to be careful because for whatever reason, if someone wants to report you for sending that to them, even a friend, who knows, you know, have a falling out, they want you to get out of the country, you have to be really careful with that. You can go to jail, I think, for 6 months and get a big fine. So you have to be really, really careful about swearing in public. I do notice people still do it a lot. It tends to be in more like, I hate to say expat friendly places, but I don't really know what else to call it. It's somewhere like Namos, you know what I mean, where you've got a lot of tourists, you've got a lot of people that are there to enjoy the vibe, enjoy the beach. They're there on holiday, they're there to kind of party. You will sometimes hear swearing a little bit more commonly in those type of places, but you do have to be careful with that, because if you're walking around swearing and you walk by like a police officer or something like that, like, that's really, really bad. So that's something I definitely had to adjust to when I first came here. I was like, I used to swear all the time. Even in my earlier videos I watch and I'm like, oh my god, I used to swear so much. Like, it's just like so trashy. I really tried to refine my speech. It's just not the best look, you know? So yeah, what else have I learned in Dubai? I feel like this is fun. I want to keep going. The standard of service here, it's really hit or miss. I think that if you are coming from somewhere like North America and you're used to very like fast service where tables are literally like, they're turning and burning them. They're getting you in, they're getting you out. While you're there, you need to have your drink full at all times. There's always someone coming to check in on you. You know, they're always trying to upsell you. It's a pretty like intense experience sometimes dining in the US or Canada, because a lot of restaurants are chain restaurants and they have a lot of like strict protocols that like the servers have to follow, you know, in terms of like upping the bill and all of that and making the most. And I find here sometimes the service can be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more laid back. I mean, Dubai overall is not a super fast-paced lifestyle, so the service kind of reflects that. But I will say that the service in like, you know, any sort of hotels and anything like that, they literally treat you like royalty. They're very kind. There's greeters everywhere. Hello, madam, how can I help you? Where are you going? What can I assist you with? Pretty much if you're going to any sort of beach club, they won't ever really come up to you. You have to wave them over. Whereas like if you were, you know, not that Canada really has beach clubs, but if you were at some sort of bar or something like that, you know, the server would constantly say, one other drink, one other drink, one another drink, you know? Whereas here it's kind of like, they're like walking over here and then they're walking over there and then like, oh, you know, but they are really nice. They're very nice. They're very kind. A lot of them very sincere, wonderful people, but it's just a little bit more like laid back. It's like if you've ever been to Spain. I love Spain, don't get me wrong, but Spain is not a country you want to be a hangry-in and have slow service, because it's just not going to happen for you. You're going to have to be patient because it's going to take time. So that's just one thing about Dubai, is sometimes the service is kind of like, have I really sat here for 45 minutes without anyone asking me if I want another drink? Yes, you have. So just different. I mean, you still leave tips here. It's customary to leave like, I think 15% is like the standard. Definitely interesting living in Dubai. Everything is big and grand and fabulous and glittering and glitzy, and I honestly love it. I'm here for it. It's not for everyone. Yes, at times it can feel a bit artificial. You know, you're not looking at mountains. There's a lot of planted palm trees, which are very nice, but you know, the people here are so nice. And I honestly just like really love Dubai. So I hope this video was interesting for you guys. I hope it was like a bit informative and maybe some things you had no idea about Dubai. This whole video was literally inspired by the guy on WhatsApp calling me mem. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you have and consider subscribing. I post new content every single week, mostly fashion though, just FYI, the occasional discussion video as well. So I hope to see you back here, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you, I love you, and I hope that everyone is doing fabulous today. All right, bye. How many things are different? How many things have I learned living? I don't frequent dive bars. 420 dirham is about like 100 and just like, wow, it's just wow.